President Nath Kovind to grace the Swachh Amrit Divas ceremony to honor the awardees of Swachh Survekshan 2021 at the Swachh Amrit Mahotsav organized by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in New Delhi. Chhattisgarh to receive Cleanest State of India award. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend 56th Conference of Director Generals of Police and Inspector Generals of Police at Lucknow today. The two-day conference, being held in a hybrid format, will see DGPs of states and union territories and heads of central armed police forces and central police organizations in attendance. Prime Minister launches and dedicates to the nation multiple initiatives of defence sector in Jhansi, lays the foundation stone of 400 crore rupee project at Jhansi node of UP Defence Industrial Corridor. Prime Minister says India's new mantra is Make in India, Make for the World. Prime Minister Modi launches development projects worth over rupees 6,250 crores at Jhansi and Mahoba in Uttar Pradesh. Projects will alleviate water shortage and provide potable drinking water. Lays the foundation stone of a 600 megawatt solar power park and Atal Ekta Park. In international news, Belgium tightens coronavirus restrictions, mandating wider use of masks and enforcing work from home as cases spike in the country's fourth COVID wave. Austria to go into full lockdown as COVID surges. India defeat New Zealand by 7 wickets, powered by half centuries from captain Rohit Sharma and deputy KL Rahul. Clinched the three-match T20 series 2-0, third match of the series to be played on Sunday. And 52nd International Film Festival of India all set to begin at Goa from today. Festival to showcase more than 300 films from across the world. For the first time ever, films from 5 BRIC nations to be showcased through the BRICS Film Festival. Good morning, welcome to English News. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail, starting first up with the President today gracing the occasion of Swachh Amrit Divas ceremony at the Swachh Amrit Mahotsav organized by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in New Delhi. The President will felicitate the awardees of Swachh Survekshan 2021. In line with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision to make all cities of India garbage-free under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, cities certified under the star rating protocol for garbage-free cities will also be awarded at the ceremony. Chhattisgarh will receive the Cleanest State of India award. Chhattisgarh has performed best in cleanliness campaign while maintaining its status as the cleanest state in the country. Chhattisgarh stands at #1 position in cleanliness for the third time in a row. During the event, sanitation workers will also be felicitated under the Safai Mitra Suraksha Challenge campaign launched earlier by the ministry. Union Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs Hardeep Singh Puri, Minister of State for Housing and Urban Affairs Kaushal Kishore and other dignitaries will attend the ceremony. Moving on, the 56th Conference of Director Generals of Police and Inspector Generals of Police, that's IGPs and DGPs, will be held at the police headquarters in Lucknow today and tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the event. The two-day conference will be held in hybrid format. DGPs of states and union territories and heads of central armed police forces and central police organizations will attend the conference physically at the venue in Lucknow. The conference will discuss a wide range of issues including cybercrime, data governance, counter-terrorism challenges, left-wing extremism, emerging trends in narcotics trafficking, prison reforms, among others. Since 2014, the Prime Minister has taken a keen interest in the DGP conference. Unlike the symbolic presence earlier, he makes it a point to attend all sessions of the conference and encourage free and informal discussions that provide an opportunity to top police officials to directly brief the Prime Minister on key policing and internal security issues affecting the country. In a huge thrust to Atmanirbhar Bharat in the defence sector, Prime Minister Narendra Modi formally handed over indigenously designed and developed equipments to Armed Forces Service Chiefs in a special function in Jhansi on Friday evening. These include light combat helicopter, drones, UAVs and advanced electronic warfare suite for naval ships. Prime Minister also launched many programs which will go a long way to augment the defence capabilities of the nation and further improve the defence infrastructure. More in this detailed report.
मैं तीर्थ स्थली वीरों की, मैं क्रांतिकारियों की काशी, मैं हूं झांसी, मैं हूं झांसी, मैं हूं झांसी, मैं हूं झांसी.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi invoking the valor and bravery of Rani Lakshmibai as he launched and dedicated to the nation multiple initiatives of the defence sector in Rashtriya Raksha Samarpan Parv as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations in Jhansi on Friday. The Prime Minister made the special reference to Rani of Jhansi as he bowed to the land of great freedom fighters and martyrs.
झांसी ने तो आजादी की अलग जगाई हती. इतई की माटी के कन कन में वीरता और देश प्रेम बसो है. झांसी की वीरांगना रानी लक्ष्मीबाई जी को हमाओ कोटि कोटि नमन.
Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone of the 400 crore rupee project at Jhansi node of UP Defence Industrial Corridor. The project is being executed by Bharat Dynamics Limited for setting up a plant to produce propulsion systems for anti-tank guided missiles.
झांसी में एंटी टैंक मिसाइल के लिए उपकरण बनेंगे जिनसे सीमाओं पर हमारे जवानों को नई ताकत, नया विश्वास, और इसका परिणाम सीधा सीधा यही होगा कि देश की सीमाएं और ज्यादा सुरक्षित होगी.
Prime Minister formally handed over indigenously designed and developed equipments to Armed Forces Service Chiefs. These include HAL designed light combat helicopter to Chief of Air Staff, drones and UAVs to the Vice Chief of Army Staff, and DRDO designed and Bharat Electronics Limited manufactured advanced electronic warfare suite for naval ships to the Chief of Naval Staff.
ये ऐसा लाइट कॉम्बैट हेलीकॉप्टर है जो करीब 16,500 फीट की ऊंचाई पर उड़ सकता है. ये नए भारत की ताकत है, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की उपलब्धि है, जिसकी साक्षी हमारी ये वीर झांसी बन रही है.
Prime Minister also emphasized the fact that 100 new Sainik schools have been approved and admission of girl children in these institutions will go a long way in empowering women in India.
भविष्य में देश की रक्षा के लिए सक्षम युवाओं के लिए जमीन भी तैयार हो रही है. ये 100 सैनिक स्कूल जिनकी शुरुआत होगी, ये आने वाले समय में देश का भविष्य ताकतवर हाथों में देने का काम करेंगे.
Among the programs that Prime Minister launched is the National Program for Simulation Training for NCC cadets. It includes setting up of rifle firing simulators for the Army Wing of NCC, simulators for Air Wing of NCC, and rowing simulators for Naval Wing. Prime Minister also launched the NCC Alumni Association with the objective to provide a formal platform to enable NCC alumni to connect with the NCC. It witnessed the enrolling of the Prime Minister, a former NCC cadet, as the first member of the association. Prime Minister added that Indian warriors did not lose any war due to lack of courage, but were undone by the inferior weapons and resources. He stressed that the need of the hour is to make available the best weapons and systems to our Jawans. Prime Minister also dedicated to the nation augmented reality-powered electronic kiosks at the National War Memorial, which will enable visitors to pay floral homage to martyrs through the simple click of a button. Apart from defense-related programs, Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone of 600 megawatt ultra-mega solar power park at Garota in Jhansi. Prime Minister also inaugurated the Atal Ekta Park in Jhansi with inputs from Nandita Dagar, Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 115 crore 73 lakh landmark milestone. Cumulatively, 115 crore 73 lakh 24,921 beneficiaries have been administered vaccination so far. More than 46 lakh 31,000 vaccine doses have been administered on the 308th day of the country's largest vaccination program on Wednesday, out of which 14 lakh 44,316 people were given the first dose, while 31 lakh 86,970 beneficiaries were administered the second dose on Friday. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar participated at the Sydney Dialogue panel discussion on democracies and global technology governance on Friday. Speaking in a virtual panel discussion, he said that we need freedom, we need openness, and we need the flows. But on the other hand, there has to be basic regulations and a sense of equity and fairness in the use of new technologies and data. He said the new digital space and data world cannot be run on the 19th century principle of capitalism, and that there is a need for effective norms to regulate it. Talking about the new challenges brought by technology, External Affairs Minister said technology has always been a double-edged sword. It has brought good, but with every good, it has brought new vulnerabilities and new challenges. With examples, he said the size of Apple, the market cap of Apple is more than the GDP of Italy. Microsoft is the size of Canada. Amazon is the size of South Korea. Google is the size of Australia. Facebook is bigger than Turkey. The private companies who are of a scale and size which human history hasn't seen, and their implications for what happens within societies, between societies, is something very profound and is something we should be debating. Earlier on Thursday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address at the Sydney Dialogue, called on democratic nations to ensure that cryptocurrency does not end up in the wrong hands and cautioned that new age technologies have the potential to be used as instruments of conflict and domination. He also said India has created a robust framework of data protection, uses data as a source of empowerment of people, and has unmatched experience in doing this in a democratic framework with strong guarantees of individual rights. An Indian Air Force Mi-17 helicopter evacuated 10 people stranded in the fast-flowing and rising waters of the Chitravati River in Anandpur district of Andhra Pradesh. The rescue was carried out by a winching operation. On receiving the distress request from the state government, the helicopter took off from Air Force Station Yelahanka in Bengaluru at a short notice and reached the rescue site, negotiating inclement weather conditions. After safely rescuing all the 10 stranded people from the overflowing river, the helicopter was recovered at the Puttaparthi due to inclement weather. Well, in Karnataka, IMD has forecast heavy rain in Bengaluru for 4 consecutive days. Bengaluru municipality has set up more than 60 control rooms in the city and has deployed thousands of rescue teams and civil volunteers. Due to heavy rains on Thursday night, houses were flooded in many areas and roads were also submerged in water. Some areas of Bengaluru received 135 millimeters of torrential rains. Similar situation has arisen in other districts of the state. Chief Minister Bomai took stock of the situation after meeting with all the district officials and assured all possible help to the farmers by estimating the loss being faced by them. Bengaluru Municipal Commissioner there told DD India that Chennai-like conditions will not be allowed in Bengaluru and people will be shifted to safer places if necessary. While Goa is all set to host the 52nd edition of the International Film Festival of India from today. Considering the present COVID-19 situation, the 52nd IFFI will be held in hybrid format. The opening ceremony will be held in Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee Indoor Stadium, and the 52nd edition has a mega lineup of star-studded movie extravaganza. A detailed report.
The 52nd edition of the International Film Festival of India kickstarts in Goa today. The 9-day festival will continue till the 28th of November. For the first time ever, films from 5 BRICS nations will be showcased through the BRICS Film Festival alongside IFFI. Talking about veteran actress and MP Hema Malini and renowned lyricist Prasoon Joshi being honoured with the IFFI Personality of the Year award, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said that they are Indian cinematic icons who are admired and respected the world over.
52nd IFFI अपने आप में बहुत कुछ नया लेकर आया है और कोविड-19 पैंडेमिक के चलते जो चुनौतियां थी उसके रहते हुए भी सब प्रयास किए गए ताकि देश और दुनिया की बड़ी-बड़ी फिल्म्स को भी यहाँ पर लाया जाए, OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स को भी लाया जाए और यहाँ तक कि इस बार के इंडियन फिल्म पर्सनालिटी ऑफ द ईयर हेमा मालिनी जी और प्रसून जोशी जी ये दोनों भी यहाँ पर आएंगे और इसके अलावा जो सत्यजीत रे इंटरनेशनल फिल्म पर्सनालिटी या उसको कहें कि लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड की जब हम बात करते हैं तो अमेरिकन फिल्म मेकर मार्टिन स्कॉर्सेसी को और जो हमारे हंगेरियन फिल्म मेकर हैं स्टीवान सुजाबो को इनको भी लाइफ टाइम अचीवमेंट अवार्ड मिला है और दोनों ने उसको मंजूरी भी दी अपनी ओर से उसको ग्रहण करने के लिए। ये अपने आप में हमारे लिए बड़ी बात है और ये पहली बार हो रहा है कि ब्रिक्स फिल्म फेस्टिवल भी IFFI के साथ साथ होगा तो दुनिया के 5 देशों की पिक्चर्स को भी गोवा में दिखाने का अवसर मिलेगा IFFI के साथ साथ।
For the first time, OTT platforms will showcase the popular series in this year's IFFI. The 75 Creative Minds of Tomorrow initiative has also been taken, wherein the chosen filmmakers will get a chance to attend all the masterclasses with the travel and accommodation cost being borne by the government. While COVID-19 restrictions will still be in place to a certain extent, the 52nd edition of IFFI promises to be a tremendous and gala affair. IFFI this year is being organized under the broad theme of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The festival will showcase around 300 films from across India and the world in many genres, as also masterclasses and in-conversation sessions with some of the best minds in filmdom. With inputs from Rukma Datta in Goa, Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, let's now take a look at the update on COVID-19 from around the world. COVID-19 cases soar across the world. 25 crores 69 lakh cases of COVID-19. Total recoveries 23 crores 19 lakh. Total deaths now 51 lakh 54,000 deaths worldwide. United States continues to remain the worst affected by the pandemic, both in terms of infections as well as fatalities. 4 crore 85 lakh cases of COVID-19. The death toll now slowly inching towards the 8 lakh mark. Over 7 lakh 90,000 deaths being reported in the United States of America. Well, in the Netherlands, protests took place against government plans to restrict access for unvaccinated people to some venues. The government had said it wants to introduce a law that would allow businesses to restrict the country's coronavirus pass system to people who are fully vaccinated or have recovered from COVID-19, which would exclude people who test negative. The Netherlands reimposed some lockdown measures last weekend for an initial 3 weeks in an effort to slow a resurgence of coronavirus contagion. However, daily infections have remained at their highest level since the start of the pandemic. Cases are also rising across Europe thanks to a combination of low vaccine uptake, waning immunity among people inoculated early, and growing complacency about masks and distancing after government relaxed curbs over the summer. Well, days after Austria imposed a lockdown on the unvaccinated, it has announced a full national COVID-19 lockdown starting on Monday. The measures are yet to be finalized. Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg said it would last a maximum of 20 days and there would be a legal requirement to get vaccinated from the 1st of February 2022. The lockdown rules will, however, be reassessed after 10 days. He was responding to record number of cases and one of the lowest vaccination levels in Western Europe by Austria. Many other European countries are imposing restrictions as cases rise, and a record of 15,809 cases were reported in the last 24 hours in Austria in a population of 109 million. Neighboring Germany has seen several days of record infections this week. Meanwhile, hospitals in Belgium are at the risk of resorting to ethical prioritizing as intensive care units fill up amid soaring COVID-19 numbers. Doctors are aggressively calling on the government to restrict night-like activities. Further, staffing is underdone, more pressure than it was in the first and second waves of the pandemic, partly due to staff illness, meaning the hospital cannot make use of all its beds. Belgium tightened its coronavirus restrictions on Wednesday, mandating wider use of masks and enforcing work from home as cases spiked in the country's fourth COVID-19 wave. Nightclubs may have to test their guests if they want to let them dance mask-free. Life activities, meanwhile, in Belgium tightened its coronavirus restrictions on Wednesday as the Belgium mandates wider use of masks and enforcing work from home as cases spike in Belgium's fourth COVID-19 wave. On to sports. In sports, India has taken an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-match T20 series against New Zealand. India defeated New Zealand by 7 wickets as Team India also clinched the series with the first win coming in Jaipur. India's game was powered by half-centuries from captain Rohit Sharma and his deputy KL Rahul. The third match of the series will take place on Sunday. The New Zealand Open, Martin Guptill has broken Virat Kohli's record of the highest run scorer in T20 International. Guptill broke Virat Kohli's record as he scored 11 runs in Ranchi's T20. Virat Kohli had 3,227 runs, while Martin Guptill was behind him by 109 before the start of the T20 series. But Guptill left Virat behind and now has become the highest T20 run scorer. Martin Guptill is now at number 1, Virat at number 2, while Rohit is at number 3 in the list of batsmen with highest run scorers in T20 internationals. Right-handed batsman, South African stroke maker AB de Villiers has said goodbye to all forms of cricket. AB, who recently played in the Indian Premier League, has announced his retirement through a long post on social media. Going to badminton, two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu continued a stellar run at the Indonesia Masters. Sindhu defeated Igit of Turkey 21-13, 21-10 on Friday to reach the semis. Sindhu won the match in just 35 minutes. Earlier, she had defeated Igit in Denmark Open as well. Sindhu will face Akane Yamaguchi of Japan in the semi-finals today. Meanwhile, Kidambi Srikanth, who made it to the semi-finals, Srikanth defeated compatriot HS Prannoy 21-7, 21-18 in the quarter-final match. Kidambi will take on Anders Antonsen of Denmark in the semi-finals today. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. Thanks for watching. You take good care of yourself. Do not forget that fight against COVID-19 continues. So if you have not got yourself a jab, please go ahead and get yourself a jab. You've seen cases rise in the European continent. So do not drop that guard, especially in this fight. It's not a trade-off as one may think. This is the festive season as we head into the new year. So please get yourself a jab. That could be one of the best gifts that could give to your loved ones. And remember, if you and I get a jab, we all maybe stand a better chance to see a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Take care.